Every particle inside a modern accelerator travels at speeds that are a significant fraction of the speed of light in vacuum, which is 2.99792 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. At these speeds, the classical formula for kinetic energy, 1/2 times mass times velocity squared, and the classical formula for momentum, mass times velocity, both fail to correctly describe the particle's behavior. They predict values that are measurably wrong. The reason is that classical mechanics was formulated under the assumption that mass is constant and that energy and time are absolute. Neither assumption holds when velocity approaches c. The correct framework is special relativity, which modifies both the energy and momentum formulas to account for the relativistic relationship between space, time, mass, and motion. This episode works through that framework in full because every formula used in particle physics depends on it. The central quantity that appears in all relativistic mechanics is the Lorentz factor, denoted by the Greek letter gamma. It is defined as gamma equals 1 divided by the square root of 1 minus v squared over c squared. At low speeds, v is much smaller than c, so v squared over c squared is negligible, and gamma is approximately equal to 1. Classical physics is recovered. As v approaches c, the denominator approaches 0, and gamma grows without limit toward infinity. For a particle traveling at 99% of the speed of light, gamma equals 1 divided by the square root of 1 minus 0.99 squared, which gives 1 divided by the square root of 0.0199, which is approximately 7.09. This single number, the Lorentz factor, multiplies both energy and momentum to give their correct relativistic values. The total relativistic energy of a particle is E equals gamma times m naught times c squared, where m naught is the rest mass of the particle, the mass measured when the particle is at rest in the laboratory frame. This can also be written as E equals m naught c squared divided by the square root of 1 minus v squared over c squared. When the particle is at rest, gamma equals 1, and the formula reduces to the famous rest mass energy, E equals m naught c squared, the energy stored in the particle's mass alone, even with no motion at all. When the particle moves, the total energy includes both the rest mass energy and the kinetic contribution. Expanding the formula in powers of v over c gives E approximately equals m naught c squared plus 1/2 m naught v squared plus higher order terms, confirming that the first correction term exactly recovers the classical kinetic energy formula at low speeds. The relativistic momentum of a particle is P equals gamma times m naught times v, which can also be written as P equals m naught times v divided by the square root of 1 minus v squared over c squared. At low speeds, this reduces to the classical m naught times v, confirming consistency with Newtonian mechanics in the appropriate limit. A useful dimensionless ratio connects momentum and energy directly, P times c divided by E equals v divided by c, which is also written as the symbol beta. This ratio tells you immediately what fraction of the speed of light a particle is traveling at, given only its measured energy and momentum, a quantity directly accessible in particle detectors. In accelerator physics, momentum is typically expressed in units of megaelectronvolts per c or gigaelectronvolts per c, keeping the formula dimensionally transparent. The single most important formula in relativistic particle physics is the relativistic invariant, also called the energy-momentum relation. It states that E squared minus P squared C squared equals m naught C squared, all squared. This combination is called an invariant because it has exactly the same numerical value regardless of the reference frame in which you measure E and P, whether the particle is observed from a stationary laboratory, a moving detector, or any other frame. This is powerful because different experiments measure the same particle from different frames, and the invariant mass is always preserved. It means that even if a particle is moving at a completely unknown speed, you can identify it purely from its measured energy and momentum by computing the invariant and comparing it to known particle rest masses. It is the identity card of every particle in the standard model. The relativistic invariant has a remarkable special case, the photon. The photon has zero rest mass, m naught equals 0. Substituting into the invariant gives E squared minus P squared C squared equals 0, which means E equals P times C. This tells us that even though the photon has no rest mass, it does carry momentum. Its momentum equals its energy divided by c. Since the photon travels at exactly c in vacuum, and using the Planck relation that E equals h times the frequency, we get P equals h times frequency divided by c, which equals h divided by the wavelength, the de Broglie momentum of light. This result confirms that the photon is massless, travels at exactly c, and carries both energy and momentum, consistent with every measurement ever made of electromagnetic radiation, from radio waves to gamma rays. Let us apply every formula to a concrete example, an electron traveling at 0.99 times c. The rest mass of the electron is 0.511 megaelectronvolts divided by c squared. Step 1. Compute the Lorentz factor. Gamma equals 1 divided by the square root of 1 minus 0.99 squared, which equals 1 divided by the square root of 0.0199, giving gamma equals 7.089. Step 2. Total energy. E equals gamma times m naught times c squared equals 7.089 times 0.511, giving E equals 3.622 megaelectronvolts. Step 3. Momentum. P equals V divided by C times E divided by C equals 0.99 times 3.622 divided by C, giving P equals 3.58 megaelectronvolts per C. These numbers appear directly in detector readouts at every particle physics experiment in the world. Every experiment at a particle collider, from the discovery of the W and Z bosons to the detection of the Higgs boson at the Large Hadron Collider, relied on measuring the energy and momentum of collision products and computing the relativistic invariant to identify what particle had been created. When two beams of protons collide at close to the speed of light, new particles are produced according to Einstein's relation. The available kinetic energy converts into the rest mass energy of new particles. The invariant mass of the decay products tells you the rest mass of the parent particle and therefore which particle it was. Without the relativistic energy momentum framework, specifically the total energy formula, the momentum formula, and the invariant, none of the particles in the standard model could have been discovered, named, or measured. This is not optional mathematics. It is the language particle physics is written in.